Oh, no, 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 no. We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who this be, it's your girl KylerB coming at you with a new video. So today we're going to be talking about Love Island USA Season 4 Episode 15, and let's get right into the video. So in this episode we are continuing off with the dates, on the second part of the dates. So Chazz is on a date with Kat, Deb's on a date with Jared, and Isaiah's on a date with Naja. So, they're talking Chazz and Kat's on the date, and it seems like he's liking Kat. And, Serenity's up there, and she's just like, observing everything that's going on, all that stuff. After the date, they come down to meet the rest of the Islanders. And, they all met each other, and then they're basically saying the date, on the date with Jared, with Deb. Deb was like, oh, Jesse's not the one for you. And then Deb comes pull Jesse and basically talks, and she's basically like, oh, the date was fine, but I think she's more into Jesse than, Jared. So they basically, talked and then kissed and da-da-da. So it seems like, Deb's going to collect her little crumbs from Jesse as much as she can. She's going to stick with Jesse. So, next thing you know, Sydney and Isaiah having a talk, and he basically tells Sydney that he felt nothing with Kat, but with Naja, he felt a little something. So he's telling that to Sydney, and he was like, if 3 people comes into the villa or whatever, and you're telling me that you're gonna feel anything that we've done. So he's like, you can't really speak for me about that, especially with everything that went on. You can't really speak for her about that. So anyway, after that, they're all going to sleep. Sydney is crying because, after her talk with Isaiah, she just kind of feel like, just feels some type of way about the situation. So everybody's going to sleep. Chazz and Serenity go into bed, and they just didn't really talk that much at all, especially after his day with Kat. He didn't really communicate with Serenity that much. So I don't want to go to sleep. Timmy and Zeta are still sleeping on the day beds. Like, they're really just going to sleep on the day beds, until they can get their own bed. So then, the next morning, Isaiah and Timmy are talking, and then, I guess he's telling Timmy that, his head might turn for, Naja, and, he's, like, talking to Timmy about how to go about it, and, Timmy's, like, explains things like, I left something that I had really well with Zeta for Bria, and obviously it still was always going to be Zeta. So he's like basically saying, like, are you going to be wasting your time going after Naja, or are you, and that she's still in the villa, or are you going to still stick with Sydney or something like that? And then he's saying, like, you don't want to have like this shoulda, coulda, woulda thing. So I guess, if you want to pursue Naja, you can, or whatever, see if your connection is there or whatever. So you just like, he told Timmy to told Isaiah to follow his heart. But I'm just like, why are you taking advice from Timmy? Because, like, obviously you see Timmy ended back with Zeta, because obviously it was just obvious. So I'm just like, what is Isaiah gonna mess around, just to try to get back with Sydney if he can? So we'll see. So then the day is going. Chazz wakes up. He makes his side of the bed. Doesn't even make Serenity's side of the bed. Doesn't talk to Serenity at all. And then, it's just like, just kind of like a cold shoulder type thing. Like, he's making breakfast for Kat. And he's telling Kat that, she's beautiful, da-da-da-da-da, without makeup, all that stuff. So then, with that being said, I think Kat gets a text that there's going to be recoupling. So, the episode was basically, you know, everybody's connections from the little date, and then the recoupling. So we have the recoupling, and we get to the recoupling, and Jesse goes first, and then he picks Deb. So after Jesse chooses to recouple with Deb, next was Bryce, and he chose to recouple with Courtney, and I was just like, oh sweet, da 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 da. So after Bryce, it was Timmy, and Timmy, you know, he had a little, you know, bar to spit, you know, while he's recoupling with Zeta, and it was just very sweet.
Girl, this woman, I was greeted with a strong, warm, intense energy that was undeniable. Just so many things I respect about this woman. The way she carries herself, her empathy for others, it's undeniable. And I'm at a point in my life where I trust my instincts, and she motivates me to be the man I want to be each day here.
I'm buzzing. I guess my heart wants what it wants.
So the girl I would like to couple up with is...
It wants what it wants. Ooh, yeah.
He said, baby Z in a 2C to pull up. Like, okay. That was just like our Zimmy moment. Like, everybody was happy, cheering for them, you know. They finally get to sleep in a bed, you know, stop with the day bed. I think they've been in the day beds for like at least 3 to 4 nights, maybe, give or take. But it was definitely 3 nights. We saw them 3 different times sleeping in the day beds. So, yeah. You know, we have Isaiah, and I feel like Isaiah tried to steal a little bit of Timmy's flow while he was choosing to recouple with Sydney. And, you know, he chose to recouple with Sydney. You know, it was kind of funny because Sydney hugged Nadja and Serenity. So Kat's on the other side, like, you know, Kat's like, didn't even get a hug. And then she just skips over to Isaiah and, you know, coupled up with him. Also, the new guy, Jared, recouples with Maddie, which was sweet because, you know, everybody was cheering. Also, Maddie is Team Zimmy, too, because she was just like, oh my gosh, about time. Like, she was a Zimmy fan. I know she did not feel bad for Bria, too, when she was crying that one time. Next thing you know, so yeah, Maddie's with Jared. So then Jeff, she chooses to recouple with Nadja. And he was, like, going in on that kiss with her. And I'm just like, all right, hold your horses now. Like, she only been in the, you know, the villa 1 day. Okay, chill out. But yeah, he recouples with Nadja. So then that leaves Serenity and Kat. So Chazz stands up to give this recoupling speech. And the recoupling speech just seems so off-putting. It just seems like it would have had to have been the person that we would have thought. Like, hello? His speech was very off-putting. Like, it would have to have been the person that we would have thought he would have. It would have been, like, in the bag. Would have been who we would have thought he was going to choose. Like, since he's been in the villa, you know, she's trying. I believe she's the most prettiest person in the girl in the villa, da-da-da-da-da. All that you saying. And she deserves a chance or to stay in here beside me. All that, after a day, literally 24 hours, you speaking all that to couple up with Kat over Serenity. He really had everybody's mouth agape, like open, ajar, like everybody was shooketh. Like, Timmy and Zeta was shooketh. Everybody was shooketh. Like, how are you choosing Kat over Serenity? And it's not even that you're just choosing her, but the words that you added in the speech before choosing Kat was just like, nah. Like, you can say that, oh, Serenity didn't like Chazz and da-da-da-da. You can say all that. She had her guard up. But she was definitely trying, and she told him multiple times that she's going to try. You know, she had her guard up. But the fact that within a day, you flipping on Serenity. And then the speech that you added to that is just like, are you serious? Like, you had to talk with the guys. Like, Bryce is telling you, like, do you want to, like, stick it out and see if it gets better, or you want to try something new? You know, Timmy, before you even walked up to the fire pit, you talking to Timmy giving you advice, da 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 da. Then you do that and choose Cat, basically sending Serenity home. And I know the girls, the OG girls, this is Serenity's OG. The OG girl's gonna go, you know, go for bat for Serenity. So, like, what was he thinking? I already knew those siblings weren't good news. You know, you see how they messing up the vibe. They messed up the vibe. They really messed up the whole Timmy and Zeta. Timmy and Zeta, I mean, obviously they're stronger than ever. But, you know, they coming in, doing their whatever. And then now Chazz over here sending Serenity home. And is like, people are like, oh, well, obviously Cat likes Chazz, or he likes somebody. I'm just like, it's not the point. It's like, yeah, she was going to try. She was willing to give it a try. And the thing is, he didn't even have the respect in the morning to speak to her. You know, he waited till later on to like, oh, I apologize for not talking earlier, da da da. I'm like, what did Serenity have? Like, Serenity didn't even have beef with you. It's just like, you know, he went on a date, one date with a girl that just came in the villa, and you're already flipping. Like, you didn't even want to reassure her, tell her anything. Like, it was just cold shoulder until midday. And then you speak all that nonsense after a coupling. It's kind of like, you really just diss Serenity for what? But, I mean, the fact that this was such a shock to everybody, that there was no preview for tomorrow night's episode. So we don't know what's going to go on. The first look, everybody's going to be, you know, queued up to see that first look, to see what's going on. Obviously, the preview from yesterday definitely, you know, bamboozled people because they thought it was a little tiff between Sydney and Serenity, but no. Obviously, the preview from last night was Serenity talking about Chazz, and then Sydney crying for Isaiah. It was quite obvious that it was a little bit of cutting and editing because, you know, it's obviously, I can obviously tell in the preview that it was Zeta just standing up doing her hair. And then it turns to Serenity with her bandana on. But I don't know how people, you know, got Serenity and Zeta mixed up because they're both wearing lavender. But, I mean, it was very obvious to tell that one was Zeta and one was Serenity. Like, you know, they wouldn't just stand and do their hair while somebody's, like, crying out, you know, if they're having, like, an argument with them. But yeah, I can't wait to see what tomorrow night's episode is going to have. I know the girls are going to feel some type of way for Chazz sending Serenity home, especially about what he said in that speech. So we're definitely going to see what's going to happen in tomorrow night's episode. But anyway, guys, this is episode 15. So we got Zimmy back in their own bed now. So we're up. But anyway, guys, if you like this video, like the video, comment down below and your thoughts, comments, and concerns. And you have not subscribed to my channel, subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Peace.